Good morning, everyone. Hi, I'm Cheryl Carr, your work doctor, and this is the Achieve with Dr. C broadcast reboot. How are you? I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful Indigenous People Day, or as many like to call it, Thanksgiving Day. I wanted to come on today. I wanted to do this live because I ain't doing no Black Friday shopping. And okay, something's going on. Somebody's telling me, okay, let's see what is happening here. Okay, I hate when this happens, but they're always updating their permissions. And then they don't give you your permissions. You have to give them access to until you're live, which is dirty. Okay. Hi, everyone. Again, I'm Cheryl Carr, your work doctor. This is the Achieve with Dr. C broadcast. How are you doing? I just got arm wrestled by my podcast provider. They are doing updates to their permissions. But here's what's gangster. They only give you what they need permission to while you're live. And when I booted up, they should have told me all the stuff they now need access to, which I don't like any of it. So I'm going back to check that. But anyway, I got all into that. Welcome to the Achieve with Dr. C reboot. No, I'm not sure what day I will be able to consistently do this broadcast, but it's probably going to have to move to a weekend if I want to continue to do it the way I've been doing it these last 2 years, which is dealing with issues that affect our mental, emotional, and spiritual health. I want to make my attorney happy by telling you this is just advice. I am giving you my personal opinion. I am qualified to give you my professional opinion, but you've got to book office hours with me for that. You can take this information that I'm sharing with you today. I've been around family, y'all. My accents changed back to home. You know how it is. You regress when you go home. But anyway, I wanted you to know that I'm not trying to give you psychological counseling on these broadcasts. To do that, you have to book office time with me. I always provide the link to do that. You can do it very easily. I am self-pay. I don't like dealing with insurance companies because they add to the cost. I have to charge you. Now, let's get into this reboot today. I want to talk to you about ease and grace. This is something that I teach, I practice, and I see as needed. It's so necessary to be able to give yourself permission to rest. Now, I don't see a lot of this happening, and that's why we have so much high functioning depression. And that came to the forefront after last year, tragically, a very beautiful, super successful woman took her own life and did it very obviously that she was just wanting to end it all. And at that time, I went back. I had already gone through some coaching to stop being so hard on myself and to stop working so much to the point where I felt guilty if I rested. I felt guilty if I had self compassion. I felt guilty if I wasn't reaching my dreams every minute of every day. If I wasn't at the top of the mountain, I felt like I should be doing something. And what I've had to learn is doing something is resting, doing something is recovery. I learned by going back to a trainer that my body did its most reshaping, weight loss, metabolism boosting, good hormone producing when I was in recovery, not during the stress part. During the stress part, my body was strengthening, it was doing the hard part. But in recovery, that's where my body accelerated to its natural potential. That's when the good, juicy hormones flowed and the body and muscles began to produce what they needed to grow, reshape, the liver, the heart, lungs, everything happened in that recovery. But I didn't spend enough time in recovery. I spent more time focused on the work. So that led me to do some personal development for myself, and especially dealing with my tremors and the things that are going on with me physically. Hey, sis, good morning. Welcome. The things that were going on with me that made me have to rework some things, like the way I talk, dealing with the tremors, not wanting to go on medication because I'm medication free. I figured I learned to accept it as something that is a part of me. And then in my acceptance, other people would. Yeah, I still get questions, but it does not bother me anymore. And all because I learned to practice these two things we're going to talk about today: ease and grace. Now, there is a lot of misperceptions. American society, capitalism pushes us to think of ease as being lazy or being inactive. And it's part of that. But the great majority of ease is mindset. Ease is mindset. And grace is gifting yourself permission. That's what God does to us. In His grace, He gives us gift, like what goes under this tree, permission for whatever's best for us. So let me give you some firm definitions. And yes, I have to put these on. Part of my grace to myself. I don't strain to do much anymore. It's just unnecessary. I don't have a need to prove I can do something. I have to know my limitations. And guess what? Before I give you these definitions, I've also stopped telling myself I can do whatever I put my mind to, because that's not true. You can do whatever you put your mind and apply yourself to. Just deciding something in your mind and adding no action or learning what to do, that's a false statement. I no longer say you can do whatever you put your mind to. No, you can't. Get some training, learn, take your time. So let's talk about these definitions. Ease is the way you move through the events in your life daily. Ease is how you move through the events in your life daily. I am learning. I'm not real good at naturally being easy. There is just a natural tendency in me to push through and to go to a harder thing. I'm a person who will run to the front line. And that's good. God put me here that way. But it's dangerous if I'm that way all the time. If that's the only way I know how to move through my life, with that bull in a china cabinet, with that run to the front line of the battle personality, we die early. We have heart and health issues that are they're unnecessary if we just learn ease. Ease. It relates to the way you move through the events in your life daily. And there's 2 or 3 different ways most of us move. It depends on if you're an extrovert, if you're an introvert, or if you're like me, an ambivert. Extroverts get their energy through other people and activity. Good morning, fam. Happy Thanksgiving. It's how we move through our life with either a need to be around people to get our energy through doing things. And when you're an introvert, you get your energy by being alone. You develop your ideas, you rest your mind being alone. And then if you're an ambivert, you're someone that's a little more tendency towards introvert, but you will extrovert when you have to. And that's me. Many people think I'm an extrovert. I am not. Never have been. I'm actually socially awkward. I sometimes have to coach myself in my mind when I'm with other people just to talk and just to be around other people and relate to them because I'm internal. So my ease in moving through my life is understanding and accepting. I can't always be around people. If I do that to myself, I lose my ease. I lose my ability to move through the events in my life with confidence and comfort. And I'm always at a disadvantage because I'm always feeling pushed and prodded and made to do something. So, going back to the definition of grace, grace is having compassion for yourself and others to stay in a place of love. It's also granting yourself permission to do that. Now, we don't see a lot of grace these days. We see a lot more cut off, delete, push people away, marginalize, categorize, and actual destruction. I heard from a fellow therapist just this morning of a young person who took his life. And we were asking, why do we think we have no resilience? Why are we not able to stick through the rough times? And I gave him my theories because I know what I see in my practice and in the workplace is there's very little grace. We don't give it to ourselves and we don't offer it to others because we don't have it. And we don't stay in a place of love. We're fearful. We're self protective. We're hell bent on making sure we're good and the people we love are good, but screw the rest of the world. And that doesn't work because while you're unconcerned about everything and everyone except for yourself, things can be happening outside of your door that just haven't got to you yet. So that's ease and grace. Kind of went down a rabbit hole. But I want to talk to you today mostly about ease. And then I'm going to get off my 30 minutes in your face on this Black Friday. And I hope you're not out there shopping. It's not a nice warm day here in Dallas. It's actually kind of cool and rainy still. So being outside with this hair, mm-mm. And I have an event tonight. One of my sorority sisters is getting married today. So anyway, let's get back to ease. Okay. Remember, I said this is about mindset. It's about how you think, and it's about how you move through the events that happen in your life. And to practice ease, and we'll talk about grace next time. I think, Sharon, I just got out of bed. I actually slept in. That's a good place. That's a good place. That's some ease. That's some rest. And I want to make sure we look at ease as a totality because it does involve resting, staying in bed, dismissing people from your presence, making sure you can spend your alone time if you need to, or spending time with the right people, not just people in your family or people and friends that you are used to hanging around, but learning how to take in energy with people in the way you need it. I need to hang out with intellects because I like to pride myself on being an evergreen learner, but hanging out with intellects all the time and my fellow doctors, that gets to me, wears me down. But I also need to hang with family and friends. But even doing that all the time removes a lot of my ease. And then I need to hang around with people like me, people that are travelers and single and self sufficient and get out there. And I don't even have to know these people well. It's just getting that energy and finding that ease to move through my life the way people who are similar to like my intellects when I need to learn, I need to develop new theories, new hypotheses, and learn how to do my business differently. That's when I hang out with those people. But that can't be all I do. I lose being well rounded when I do that. I lose my ease and I drain myself and I refuse rest because you hang out with those people, they will have you constantly thinking, no rest, hustle harder. And then they say play harder, but most of them never take time off. When I take time off, I have no phone, I take no phone calls. I probably don't even talk to other people unless somebody's going with me. I had to learn to do that to recover ease and grace in my life. And I submit to you today some homework for you to understand how you're moving through the events in your life. Look at your own life, examine your level of ease and your level of grace. Are you stressed? Are you constantly drained? Are you constantly feeling procrastination, like you just don't want to do anything? Are you constantly feeling like, oh, dread? You just dread having to go somewhere or be around those people yet again? Try some ease, okay? Try some taking the foot off the gas pedal and try doing that mentally first. Be gentle with yourself. Tell yourself you're doing the best that you can. Tell yourself you deserve some peace and quiet. You deserve to lay in bed like my sis is doing and just relax. You deserve it. You're not worthy because none of us are worthy of anything but death. As a Christian, we You know, we're humans. We're fallen. We're sinful. But even God gives us rest for our weary souls. He says, "Come to me, all you who are laden and heavily burdened, and I will give you rest." His yoke is easy, his burden is light. And you know why? Do you know why? He can give us rest because he helps us change how we're thinking. That's what the Word of God does. It regenerates, it renews, it produces the ability to not stay in your own thoughts. Give yourself permission for some ease today. We all need it. Yesterday, we were probably like for the last couple of days cooking, spending time with people, traveling, eating, drinking, whatever we did to celebrate the holiday. And today, give yourself some ease. Move through the events in your life. Slow down. Take the time to talk to people. Hug people. We all need more touch after the pandemic. Hug somebody and hold on. Don't let go. We need that. And also with your ease and your mindset, tell yourself it's okay to say no to one more event, to say no to having to go one more place. Just rest. Okay? That's your homework. I always give assignments. Give yourself some ease and grace. Reset today. Okay? Next time, we'll talk more about grace. And then we're going to put those together, and I'm going to give you some more practical ways to give yourself more ease and grace. Grace. And remember, rest is a commandment, not a suggestion. It wasn't a suggestion in the Ten Commandments to work and rest. He said both. Okay? I'm Cheryl Carr, your work doctor. This is the Achieve with Dr. C reboot, and I will see you on the next broadcast where we'll talk more about ease and grace. Have a blessed day. Sis, thank you for joining me. And I appreciate you listening. I pray it gives you something to give you more ease and grace in your day. Okay? Bye.